Stepmom left her 3 kids with me for babysitting, and a few hours later I hear CPS at the door. I opened it to find 2 workers with clipboards saying someone reported child neglect at my address. My heart completely stopped. The kids were literally watching Bluey in the next room with juice boxes and goldfish crackers spread across the coffee table. They asked to come in. I didn't have a choice. They walked through every single room, checked the fridge, looked in the bathrooms, even opened the pantry. They checked the kids' hands and arms for marks. The youngest, who's 3, told them I made him mac and cheese with the dinosaur shapes and let him have 2 cookies. They talked to each kid separately in different rooms while I stood there shaking, wondering what the hell was happening. After what felt like forever but was probably 20 minutes, they apologized. Completely false report. They said it happens sometimes. People make malicious calls. They told me the call came in at 2:47 p.m., about 25 minutes before they knocked on my door. Here's the thing that didn't sit right. My stepmom dropped these kids off at noon. She said she had doctor appointments and errands across town and would be back around 6. 3 hours had passed without a single text or check-in, which was actually unusual for her. I called her the second CPS walked out my door. She answered on the first ring, which literally never happens. Is everything okay? Are the kids fine? She asked before I could even say hello. I told her what just happened. She went completely silent. Not the normal pause when someone's thinking. Dead air for exactly 5 seconds. Then she said, "Oh my god, it must have been your mother. My mom lives in Arizona. I'm in Colorado. That's a 14-hour drive." Mom didn't even know I was babysitting today because I hadn't talked to her since Sunday night. I asked how mom would possibly know the kids were here. She said mom probably drove by and saw her car in my driveway. A 14-hour drive on a random Tuesday afternoon to spy on me and call CPS. I said that made absolutely no sense. She started talking faster, saying mom never liked her, never accepted the kids, probably wanted to cause problems between us. She was always jealous that the kids loved me. She said she'd come right over to talk about it. She showed up in exactly 12 minutes. For someone who was supposedly across town at multiple appointments, that was pretty impressive timing. While she was driving over, something clicked in my brain. I checked my phone timeline. The CPS call was logged at 2:47. My stepmom texted me at 2:51 asking, "How are my babies doing? Being good for you?" This was before I'd mentioned anything about CPS showing up. How did she know to check on them right after a CPS call unless she knew it was coming? I didn't say anything when she arrived. I let her keep talking. She went on about how mom must have done this, how mom was jealous of our relationship, how mom couldn't stand seeing her kids happy with me. She even suggested I should file a police report against mom for making a false report. She had this whole speech prepared. Then I opened my doorbell camera app. I pulled up the footage from that afternoon and watched it while she kept talking. At 2:43 p.m., a white SUV matching hers drove past my house slowly. Same license plate. It came back 2 minutes later going the opposite direction, even slower this time. Then at 2:46, it parked 3 houses down on the same side of the street. I zoomed in. It was definitely her car. I watched her sit in that car for 4 minutes, phone pressed to her ear, looking directly at my house. At 2:50, the car finally left. The CPS call was logged at 2:47. I turned my phone screen toward her. "Want to explain why you were parked outside my house at the exact time someone called CPS?" Her face completely drained of color. All the blood just left. She started stammering something about running errands nearby, just driving past to check on the house from the street. I asked why she parked 3 houses away instead of pulling in, why she didn't come inside if she was so concerned, why she sat there on her phone for 4 minutes, why she called CPS on her own children at my house. She tried to grab her purse and leave. I stepped in front of the door. "You called CPS on your own kids to frame my mom. I need to know why." She finally broke. Started crying. Said mom was turning me against her. Said I spent too much time with mom now, talking to her every week, visiting her. Said she needed me to see who the real problem was. She actually thought if CPS investigated and found nothing wrong, but I believed mom made the call, I'd finally cut contact with her. Then I'd only have her. She said it like it was reasonable. I recorded that entire conversation on my phone. I told her to get her kids and leave immediately. Pack up their stuff and go. She's not allowed back in my house. I sent the doorbell footage and the recording to my dad within 5 minutes. He's been calling nonstop since then, but I'm not answering yet. I also sent everything to a family lawyer because filing a false CPS report is actually a crime in my state. My stepmom called CPS on her own children to manipulate me into hating my mother.